stream debates from various locations for a wide range of clients.
And our online audience, we welcome you back.
We follow them
here on Sly Media TV. My name is Sylvester of Money. I'm your host tonight, and in tonight's program, we are going to be speaking to the leader of a political party which is called Ideal Zimbabwe, and his name is none other than Tinashe Jonasi, who is the president of that political party, and he also says he wants to talk to us about what he calls progressive opposition movement in Zimbabwe. Opposition, that sounds means to say he's not in agreement with some political parties that are there in Zimbabwe currently. So we want to hear him, and also we'll get to bring you news from the social media platforms where we have a video of some goods that were confiscated at a border in Zimbabwe, right? And we also want to let you know that you will be able to speak to Tinashe Jonasi via our video link, and we are going to you link StreamYard, able to come and discuss this together with us here on Sly Media TV. All you have to do is use that link, and straight away we'll be able to in the studio. We have put that link on the section there. So it is simple. Enter into this broadcast. Want to speak, what we are advising you to enter with your phone on escape. Rather, you need to enter this broadcast on a landscape. So what you need to do is maybe someone who know is a yes, when your phone is upright, when you take yourself, we call it upright, then you see the picture on the screen. But when we say landscape, it's supposed to be like this. When your phone is like this, then you are on a landscape. Where do you find that feature on your phone? If you click your phone, where you see your Wi-Fi icon, where you see the data bundle connectivity, you also see a flashlight. That's where you see an icon which is written auto rotate. I don't know what it says on your phone, but on my one it is written auto rotate. So you will be able to enter on a wide screen. If you enter your phone into this broadcast studio with your phone on a selfie mode like this, it will show some black lines on your side. So we want to try and avoid that, so that we see you clearly when you enter into this broadcast. The main reason why we are here today with Tinashe Jonasi, who is a resident in South Africa, is there's a video that is circulating on Facebook where he has got some issues with the president for EFF, President who he calls other things, which you hear from the video that we are going to play, is targeted at Malema. He also targets president for the MDC Alliance, Tinashe Chamisa, and the third one, who you pronounce it for us. I can't pronounce it right. So what we are going to do is now we are going to invite him to come into the studio. But before that, what you can do is, if you are commenting on Facebook or YouTube, we can put them on screen. Atisobola kuti titukane anditika tinoda kuratidza kuti vana muZimbabwe vanogona kudiscussa maissues avo vari vega, ndo zvatoda kuti tiite anditika. We are broadcasting live on our YouTube platform, and we are also live on our Facebook platform. At the moment, right now, let me bring in President for Ideal. Yes, thank you so much for joining us live on Sly Media TV. How are you today?
Thank you so much for the platform and for the opportunity to talk to Zimbabweans through your widely watched Sly Media TV.
Yes, thank you so much. And how is South Africa today?
South Africa is fine. It's fine, although.
Can you hear?
Like,
how is South Africa today?
South Africa is very fine, although in the times of the. Yeah, I can hear you.
Let me and yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yes, I will. Yes, ahead. I think there's a deal of the internet connection to be, but can you hear me? Can you hear? Jonas?
At Sly Media Productions, we offer live streaming services to companies willing to reach a worldwide audience.
Hello there. Hello there. Internet connectivity, we may have to end this broadcast until our broadcast improves. We will be coming back. If you stay tuned, we will be coming back with Tinashe Jonasi. He is up in arms with President Nelson Chamisa, the president for Movement for Democratic Change Alliance. So you want to hear him speak about that. Let me try and see if he can come back. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly now.
That's okay. Let me try and play a jingle before we play the main one that we want to discuss today.
At Sly Media Productions, we offer live streaming services to companies willing to reach a worldwide audience. We have the capacity to live stream debates from various locations for a wide range of clients.
And our online audience, we welcome you back.
We follow them and help build Zimbabwe brand on a positive note.
On the second report on citizens' perceptions.
And for us, our interest has always been around how do we leverage technology to communicate policy, to communicate public issues.
Yes, thank you so much. We are back here. I hope we will continue to have good strength of internet so that we'll be able to chat the way forward. Right. President for Ideal Zimbabwe. Let me play this video and then we'll come and discuss it before internet does what it wants.
Free Bible School for my 3 misguided boys, Musi Maimane, Julius Malema, and Nelson Chamisa. Romans chapter 13, respect for authority. Obey the government, for God is the one who put it there. So those who refuse to obey the law of the land are refusing God, and punishment will follow. Respect ANC and ZANU-PF. Comrade Cyril Ramaphosa and Comrade Pres Mnangagwa, ED. Musi Maimane, my foot, die want. Climaxing inside a white woman doesn't make you white, my brother. Your toddler prick, chicken sex, is driving you to self-hate. Hey, I'm a politician. You were never a leader of Democratic Alliance, DA. You were a black for hire, rent a black. You failed to be Gauteng premier. And then you think you can talk about politics. Wanyela, Mareta how? While the DA MPs were busy roasting Stenoff company boss Marcus in parliament, you were enjoying the comfort of a 4 million rand mansion and a Toyota Fortuner fully paid by the same company. You are a corrupt pastor, umuruti watsotsi. Remember your homophobic Liberty Church, sinners and the sick, referring to Muslims and the gay community. Leave Zimbabwean politics to us Zimbabweans. President Emerson Mnangagwa is not a leader of DA or your stupid kindergarten political party, One South African movement. What human rights do you know when you deny being black? Better you go to be Herman Mashaba, a xenophobic leader, driver. Leave us to deal with our own politics. You Muruskond. Julius Malema, you really want to grow EFF to take over political power and make South Africa a better place? Give landless black South Africans land and empower them economically. You had tea in Ngandla with comrade Jacob Zuma, pretending as like you care for him, but yet you wanted to steal his limelight because the focus was on him. And you look like you wanted him to do the right thing, to appear on the Zondo Commission. Before all this, come to Zimbabwe and take your son. You fathered with your former helper, your maid from Zimbabwe. Are you not ashamed to neglect your own son because the mother is poor? I told you to come out as a Zimbabwean. Come out, Julius. You are a Zimbabwean. You are our brother. And don't mess with my sister. You fucking bloody fool. Nelson Chamisa, Mushoyo Banku. Is God still in it or long gone out of it? You need the grace to understand the difference between the Sinasu politics and mainstream politics. Reality and imagination. Imagination that you are the winner of 2018 elections without evidence. Reality that ED and ZANU-PF are the government of Zimbabwe. Reality that you will never succeed in fighting the government of Zimbabwe, removing them unconstitutionally. Why can't you just kiss your once promising political career goodbye and stop political power mongering? You know that Jonathan Moyo is ill advising you. He's a double-headed snake. Why can't you just give Fadzai Mahere a baby before she's rigged and captured through her ovaries by menopause? Fadzai Mahere, how are you balancing Chihure and politics? Why are you writing President E.D. Mnangagwa a letter when your singing political party is not recognizing him as a president? Talk of stupidity. Wende Webembe.
That's Tinashe Jonasi for you there on the video, which is gone viral. So we want to discuss about the contents of that video. My point of departure, Tinashe Jonasi, is: are you a born-again Christian?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Yes, thank you so much. I see that here you are offering free Bible school for Chamisa, Musi Maimane, and also Julius Malema. Yes. Why have you decided to give them a free Bible school? lecture in this video.
All right. We are. I can say we are the same age. Me, Chamisa, and Julius Malema, Musi Maimane. We are the same generation of young leaders who are aspiring to be good leaders tomorrow. The best is to learn. The Bible says you can only seek wisdom from it and from God. So we and also from our elders. We need to respect these leaders. Of course, we form our political parties because we differ with them politically or ideologically, but at the same time, we don't need to be enemies. They are leaders today. They also took over from other leaders. Probably they were not believing or they were differing with, but they didn't cause war. They didn't cause any sabotage. There was no drama. So I want my boys to just regain their conscience, their senses, their ubuntu, their moral compass, and then we respect these people. We need to respect them. Culturally, ED can even qualify to be my father. Is my father. Is not of my age. So of course, no one is perfect. We make mistakes every day, politically, in our social life or economic spheres, but we need to be good citizens. If we want the governments in our countries to change, to be progressive, the first is us to change.
Yes, the first is us to change. Have you tonight we are also going to be able to contribute via the link that we are giving you on our comment section there. If you are watching us on Facebook, you can also click that link which is written StreamYard, and then you can ask Tinashe Jonasi the questions that you want answers from him. Right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
When were you born again as a Christian?
I don't know what I can say because I was born in my parents were Christians, and I was born in church, and yeah, I was baptized when I was young, maybe days or weeks when I was born.
And if you were born again, you are now preaching and giving a free Bible school to President Nelson Chamisa and also President Julius Malema and Pastor how do you pronounce it? Musi Maimane.
Musi Maimane.
My money, yes. You are giving them a lecture here, and you are also asking the young leaders who are coming through as well to respect the leadership which is there, like our president, Comrade Emerson Mnangagwa. Is that so?
100%.
Yes. Thank you so much. Right, on your book page for Zimbabwe, you have a statement that you written. I don't know who wrote this statement. I will be able to read it also post it. This is one of your statement that represents you, which is showing screen here. The Zimbabwe Party is a economic and campaign ordinary vote to realize a democratic Zimbabwe, having the Tabe, Changirai, Mujuru to get off it. How do yourself call the devils Changirai and Mogbe when you are a born again Christian who is all respectable? Says it also says we respect that process from the mouth of God. Also calling these leaders to follow suit, which Lema, the pastor Muslim, and also President Nelson Chamisa, saying the same thing on Facebook. Hey.
All right. Remember, I said no one is perfect. We make mistakes in politics, but when we are young leaders, we need to listen to words of wisdom. We need to grow up. It's known. You also know that I was insulting current leadership. It's known. But it's my past now.
It's your past now.
Yes.
Thank you so much for yes. Something that is also on your Facebook page is Reality by Voters. I do Zimbabwe as a political party that seeks to bring a political revolution to the political landscape in Zimbabwe. We believe that all Zimbabweans, irrespective of political party. What do you mean by this statement?
I was not hearing you.
Reality by Voters is one of the statements that is on your Facebook page. I do Zimbabwe as a political party that seeks to bring a political revolution to the political landscape in Zimbabwe. We believe that all Zimbabweans, irrespective of political party. What do you mean by this statement?
Okay, the word revolution in simple terms means change. We are saying it's a reality by voters.
Right.
We are saying voters in Zimbabwe have got the power to bring the change by voting a progressive political party called I Do Zimbabwe into power.
Yes. Okay. Right. Let's get to your Bible study now. Where you are calling names to the three persons that you have written in this and many others, right? You are attacking. Let's start with Pastor Maimane, with whom we are also calling that he should leave Zimbabwean issues to Zimbabweans. Do we agree?
Yes.
If you agree, why then do you come now and go on and on about his own issues in his own land in South Africa, where you are talking that he is a corrupt pastor? What has got that to do with you when you also tell him to leave Zimbabwean issues alone?
Okay, all right. I think we don't need to be a generation that complains. We need to be a generation that rises, defend our country, defend our sovereignty, defend our independence, defend our blackness, defend our culture, languages, and defend our citizenry. Because of our misguided politics as young generation, as opposition, Zimbabwean opposition political parties, we tend to seek sympathy from neighbors. We tend to seek attention from superpowers like imperialist superpowers like the government of UK, the government of US. We know that they are pushing a neo colonization agenda. They want to recolonize us in a smart way. no longer using guns, but they capture opposition. I mean, Musi Maimane should not lecture us about human rights in Zimbabwe just because of what his opinions about our country. Being a South African, it means he doesn't have facts about Zimbabwe. He relies on media and South African television, and so you can't then comment on the politics of a country relying on social media and your television station, because we all know that certain media houses follow a certain editorial policy. Most media houses in the world, they don't report objectively. They report depending on their editorial policy. So Zimbabwe is not lecturing South Africans on their politics. We don't do that. Zimbabwe, we deal with our politics. You have never heard President Emerson Mnangagwa, leader Douglas Monzora, Mete Mkupe, and other progressive leaders in Zimbabwe commenting about the politics of South Africa. We don't do that. But we have got our our out of order comrades in MDC Alliance in form of but I will forgive comrade leader Tendai Biti, because sometimes I'm getting scientific information that sometimes HIV can affect your mentality. So I will forgive Mr. Tendai Biti, although he is bitter to be and desperate to be a finance minister. But Fatima, Nelson Chamisa, I don't forgive them. And Welshman Mube, Job Scholar, they want to get sympathy on world media, bashing the same country that they are proud to be leaders. They are proud to be member of parliaments. They are proud to be leaders of their opposition, and they want even national power. Yes, but they are condemning everything.
You are talking about Zimbabwe, about their own. Is using hate language a way to communicate effectively?
All right. I think the word hate language is subjective.
Did you hear my question?
Why? Because no, I don't use hate language. I express myself with the relevant vocabulary and relevant emotion. Yeah, because it's high time that we defend the country. We should defend the country against the internal threats and both internal and external threats. So people who interfere with our politics are external threats.
What do you mean when you say what do you mean when you say President Nelson Chamisa gets advice from a double-headed Jonathan Moyo? Would you say that's a proper language to use for an aspiring president of an ideal party, Zimbabwe?
Okay, thank you. Two wrongs, they won't make a right. As I said, we have got citizens who are hell-bent on power mongering. Jonathan Moyo is missing the days he was eating and dining when he was part of the ZANU-PF system or the government. We all know that now it's called outside the ZANU-PF, it's called outside the government. So, and the same Chamisa and the late Morgan Tsvangirai and the MDC family were crying. They were taking Jonathan Moyo as an enemy. But now Chamisa is being manipulated because the G40 cabal thought that Chamisa was the shortest way to is going to win 2018 elections, and then they come back to the dining table. And now that Chamisa didn't win the elections, they are advising him to incite, to insurrect, so that by any miracle, the government of Zimbabwe must be overthrown. The G40 cabal wants to come back to the government by any means necessary.
My question here is not about the relationship between President Advocate Nelson Chamisa and the MDC alliance with Jonathan Moyo. But my question here is about the language that you are using, Professor Jonathan Moyo is a double-headed snake. That's where my question is, not about his advisor role, if he at all is advising President Nelson Chamisa and MDC alliance.
Okay. It's not hate language. It's the honest. It's the honest description that 50% of Jonathan Moyo is MDC alliance. 50% he wants to go back to ZANU-PF, but maybe he ran away from certain criminal cases. So he's a double-headed snake. Because the other head is in MDC alliance, the other as a vehicle to go back to the government. The other head is ZANU-PF. So it's a double-headed snake. It's a description. It's not a hate language.
But when you also go to Advocate Fadzai Mahere, there are some unprintable statements that you have also used in this video, and you're also calling is it Advocate Nelson Chamisa to give Advocate Fadzai Mahere a baby before she reaches a menopause.
All right, I think your viewers and some Zimbabweans are aware of the unprofessional relationship between Chamisa and Fadzai Mahere. Let me say a corrupt relationship. Chamisa and Fadzai Mahere are related. What is binding them is corruption. The relationship is very corrupt, and they won't deny that. Hence, Nelson Chamisa, the whole MDC Alliance president by then, he had to go to Fadzai Mahere's office. And thereby, number one, breaching the recruitment protocol of his party, because the leader Amos Chibaya is responsible for recruiting. Is the national organizing secretary, but the whole Nelson Chamisa had to breach that recruitment and mobilizing protocol, and went to the office of Fadzai Mahere to recruit her to join his party, and no one knows the deal that they made. But what we know is that Fadzai Mahere had to trample the constitution, because the constitution talks about 5 years as a member for you to contest for an appointment, to qualify for an appointment. But Nelson Chamisa breached again the constitution of his party to appoint Fadzai Mahere the national spokesperson before even 5 years. So these people, they are in an unholy alliance, in a corrupt relationship.
But my question here is, you are running away from my question, but that mishap of not following their constitution, does that warrant you as a person, as a law-abiding citizen Zimbabwean, and also as a Christian, to go and say, can President Tinashe Chamisa pregnant Advocate Maher?
Okay, I guess you have got their numbers. I would challenge either Father Maher or Nelson Chamisa to come here on the platform and deny they are in a relationship.
You are running away from the question.
That's the truth. Nelson Chamisa is in
relationship. To advise the president to impregnate their spokesperson. Nelson
Chamisa is in a romantic relationship with Father Maher. I want them to deny that. I guess you won't. I guess you won't deny on behalf of them. If you have got their number, add Chamisa here or add Father Maher now. I would want people to hear either of the two or both denying they are not in a relationship. I pray you won't. I pray you won't deny on their behalf. I am putting it to them. You can add them right now or add one of them right now.
Here are some of the comments coming from our listeners here who are watching us on YouTube and also on our Facebook page. Godfrey Tarambiwa says hakuna an original Malawi. Godfrey Tarambiwa is saying hakuna an original Zimbabweans anonzi Jonasi traces his roots from either Mozambique or Malawi. What do you say to what Godfrey is saying to you?
I guess he is a minister. He is a minister of Home Affairs. I guess so. And from his assertions, that means what can I say? I've got an ID of Zimbabwe and I'm a full citizen. So I think he needs to prove that. Yeah, he needs to prove I'm not a Zimbabwean.
Is there anything that stops from the comment that you on a video that you recorded yourself? Is there anything that stops Advocate Maher writing to President E.D. Mnangagwa anything that he wants, considering that President E.D. Mnangagwa is a listening president?
Okay, Father Maher, I can say she's sick. She must be sick and she must be maybe having bipolar, because yesterday the president, her boyfriend Nelson Chamisa, boyfriend Nelson Chamisa, that doesn't recognize President Mnangagwa as a legitimate president of the country. Father Maher is on record saying President Mnangagwa is not a president, is illegitimate. The whole MDC alliance, they are saying ED is illegitimate. So when you write a letter and address the recipient as the president, to me, maybe it's a symptom that Father must be examined or tested of bipolar.
Is it not a recognition in its own respect when you write a letter to and addressing the recipient as president? Maybe I would regard that as an acknowledgement.
Thank you. Then they must take an official recognition. The recognition must be official, must be done by the party, because the party can't have a position that they don't recognize him, even they are member of parliament. When President Mnangagwa is in parliament, they walk out, and then suddenly you just write a letter from somewhere and you address him as a president. I think there mustn't be a disconnect between the party spokesperson and the party and other top officials of the party. If they are to recognize him, they must recognize him as a party, as a collective.
Right, Baba D Chirandu, who is our our viewer here who's watching us on live on Facebook. He says, "Makambona kupi muna anoita opposition party from foreign land here supported the incumbent. If South Africa uende ku Zimbabwe, they are saying you should fight your cause within Zimbabwe."
Okay, for the record, I'm not fighting a cause. What cause am I fighting? I am a Zimbabwean citizen. Before politics, I'm a Zimbabwean citizen who can stay in Bulawayo, who can stay in South Africa, who can stay in England. There's technology. Right now, he's watching me, he's listening to me. I mean, people must be technologically savvy, because I don't see why must I be in Zimbabwe, because I can be in Zimbabwe anytime. Nelson Chamisa is in Harare. He desperately wants power to be a president. I'm in South Africa. I'm not a president of Zimbabwe. Chamisa is in Zimbabwe. He's failing to be a president. So what's the difference being in Zimbabwe or outside?
Yes, I think he is also hearing you. If he has got any further comments, you also write to us. President for IDU Zimbabwe. Our guest tonight is in South Africa. Howard Munemo, our viewer who is watching us on Facebook, said, "I President, you even went as far as showing us Amari, what has changed now." This is what is coming from Howard Munemo. We are not manufacturing these comments, but this is what he's saying to you.
People must have different opinions of me, and they must allow me to change for the worse. They must allow me to change for the better. I won't write an application to any citizen of Zimbabwe if I want to be progressive, if I want to be patriotic, if I want to be respectful. I don't need the permission of MDC Alliance supporters, Chamisa Chete lunatics. I don't stand anymore with anti-progressive activities. Thereby, I am now reading Romans chapter 13, respect for authority. So that's why I'm giving the Chamisa a free Bible school, and also his supporters who are brainwashed and brain dead.
You are saying a statement which contradicts yourself according to what you have written yourself on your Facebook page, which also reads, "IDU Zimbabwe Party is a social, economic, and political campaign by ordinary voters to realize the democratic Zimbabwe by driving devils, Mugabe, Changirai, Mujurubit." Are you following what you have you are talking, or you are teaching in your free Bible study, in coming from quoting the Bible from the book of Romans chapter 13?
Okay, thank you. I told you that a person changes for the worse or for the better. Although you are only interested in my past, I think one doesn't need a permission to change. One doesn't need. I've changed. I respect authority, and I urge my young brother Nelson Chamisa to stop fooling himself and stop fooling his supporters that Zimbabwe is going to be milk and honey when Nelson Chamisa became a president. When Chamisa was complaining to MDC supporters, complaining to Morgan Tsvangirai that Robert Mugabe was bad, and Nicodemusly at night he goes with Charlton Wende to sign milk distribution deals with the Gushungo Holdings. So Chamisa is fooling his supporters.
Right. Morgan Makichi here says, why do you have so much hatred for MDC Alliance? Are you jealous of Chamisa? Can you show us your offices in Zimbabwe?
That's a bloody mad question. Because you want my offices in Zimbabwe for what? You are not a member of our party. Why do you want to know about our offices? That's madness. I don't hate MDC alliance. I don't hate Nelson Chamisa. But as a Zimbabwean, I love my country. Nelson Chamisa is anti-Zimbabwe. Nelson Chamisa is anti-progressive. He is being captured. He is a brand ambassador of G40. He is a brand ambassador of the Western world. Thereby, he is saying, "Disunge one, kusunga one, kusunga dozen, kudira jecha." That's witchcraft. So that's why last time I was even saying, if I get access to Chamisa, I would rather kill Chamisa to save the Zimbabweans, 15 million Zimbabweans. Chamisa and the crew, I don't even know why they are not in prison, because you can't declare that you are sabotaging the country and you still want to be a president of that country. That's why I'm reading a Bible. That's why I'm giving him a free Bible school. Chamisa is proud of sabotaging Zimbabweans. As the government officials, ZANU-PF political members, they will never sleep hungry. The ordinary Zimbabweans, ordinary supporters who are cheering Chamisa. Chamisa is proud of Jecha, is proud of Sunga one, Sunga dozen. That madness. So I will never laugh and smile to that nonsense. I'm not jealous of Chamisa because I am not a president of Zimbabwe. Chamisa is trying to be a president of Zimbabwe and is failing dismally. Chamisa and me, we are the same. There's no difference. So why would I be jealous of Chamisa? But Chamisa doesn't have any political achievement. There's no achievement we can talk. Those who say Chamisa, I can be jealous of him, they must list the achievements Chamisa has gotten politically. Nothing.
So can you safely say we are both failures?
Okay. No. Thank you for suggesting that. I am better than Chamisa because I have never contested in elections in Zimbabwe as yet. And Chamisa corruptly contested elections, illegitimately contested elections. And all the votes he got were nullified because he rigged. His presidential candidature was rigging. Chamisa rigged his contestation, and the competent court of Zimbabwe nullified that candidature. So Chamisa is a criminal and is corrupt.
In the same video, you also speak about the issue of corruption of voters. You are saying to MDC Alliance, they did not have evidence to contest in the Constitutional Court. How far true is that? Because their argument as well is they were not given the evidence that they wanted in form of the data that was with the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission.
Thank you so much for that brilliant question. I want to show you, because to show you a 2 minutes history. We were told by Nelson Chamisa that this time he won't be rigged because he has got anti-rigging experts. Anti-rigging experts, that's number one. Number two, we were told that the lawyer of MDC Alliance, Advocate Mpofu, was sleeping in different locations, running around because the Central Intelligence Organization was on his trail. They wanted to take the V11s and the evidence that is being reserved to be shown in the petition trial. Number three, you don't go to court and then you don't look for evidence. You don't file a petition and then start looking for evidence. The MDC was supposed to file a presidential petition because of the compelling evidence within their possession. You don't challenge an election and then start looking for evidence. That's nonsense.
Yes, we are. If you have just joined us, we are speaking the president for Ideal Zimbabwe, Tinashe Jonasi, who is also based in South Africa. He has got a video that has gone viral on social media, where he's attacking President Malema. He's also attacking Pastor Musi Msimane. He's also attacking President Nelson Chamisa. And the question that is coming from the viewers is that one of the statement which reads that Tinashe, do you still remember saying wakajamba border wada kubatwa na ED, and since you came to South Africa you never went back, ndopa wakaedza kuti uite repent kuti ukwanise kuregererwa udzoke kuZimbabwe? How are you gonna have an impact in your small party splitted? Who is your supporter?
I understood the first part of the question, but the second, the splitting one, maybe you can repeat the part of splitting. I didn't get it.
Let's start with the first one that you understood. That do you still remember saying wajamba border wakuda kubatwa na ED, and since you came to South Africa you never went back? Ndopa wakaita kuti uite repent ukwanise kudzokera kuZimbabwe. Let's start with that.
Okay, all right. Okay, thank you. I'm in politics. I'm in politics because I'm fearless. I'm very fearless, and maybe I've done many things in my political career that Tangira couldn't do, that Nelson Chamisa would never dream of. But I was in prison in Zimbabwe. I was in prison in Zimbabwe. When I was in Zimbabwe, I was arrested. I was in prison. So what do I fear? Why would I fear being arrested when I've been arrested before? But it doesn't mean that even if you can divorce with your wife, there's nothing wrong if you realize the value of your wife and initiate reconciliation. If I insult my leadership and then I realize how wrong it is, then what is the problem of me repenting? Okay, what is the wrong? If I offended the ED and I see that I was wrong, the viewer is making a mistake here, or a deliberate selection of what I did, because in the video that I apologized to wait I made a video where I apologized to President Emerson Mnangagwa, Vice President, former Vice President Kembo Mohadi, current Vice President Chwenga. I also apologized to Nelson Chamisa in the same video, but the viewer is the Chamisa Chete lunatic, and the viewer is selective because he is omitting that I also apologize to Chamisa. So when I apologize to Chamisa, where is Chamisa having the power to arrest me? Do I? The viewer is omitting that. That's deliberate.
If you can remind the viewers, when you were arrested, what was the charge?
When I was arrested, I was charged with the 2 charges of insulting and undermining the authority of the president.
Did you attend court to that effect?
Yeah, I was in custody. Even when I got bail, I attended some court sessions.
Yes, and what was the outcome of the court verdict?
No,
to put that matter to rest.
There was no verdict.
Did you skip bail?
Yes.
Why?
So I told you that yes. I was in the.
Yes.
Yeah, you can continue.
Go ahead.
No, I
This is
said
what
I
Baba
was
D
in
is trying
politics
to
of.
tell you that Murugutra Trene.
And that is nonsense because they are saying
mune mhosva yamusina kuenda kunomira pamberi pedare as a law abiding citizen, and you didn't do that. You had to skip bail. After skipping bail, they are also accusing you that you border jumped back into South Africa, and that's the reason why you cannot come back to Zimbabwe.
I'm saying I also apologized to many leaders, including Nelson Chamisa, in the video I made. So the viewer must not limit my apology to President Mnangagwa. I also apologized even to Nelson Chamisa. Yeah, the
Right.
video
As a
is out there.
law-abiding citizen, you have said, I'm quoting your words. I'm not putting your words into my words into your mouth. You said you are a fearless leader. Do we agree?
Yeah. Yes.
Why did you skip bail and you went back to South Africa before you finished the court processes?
All right. I think I already said there was a type of politics I was doing that I have changed from. So I think people are trying to say, don't change, continue doing that politics. Remember, I was interviewed by Oscar Pambuka on Sly Media when I was planning to go and effect a citizen arrest on the presidium. That was the kind of politics I was doing at that time. And I have since changed from that. Whether people they agree.
Yes, you have changed when go ahead. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
That's why I'm there. The comments that we are getting from our viewers from our YouTube channel. Yes, our YouTube channel and all. Right. You have said you have done things that the late Ntrangirai, may rest in peace, it didn't do before to be with the new list. Just a few of things that you have done that you when you were still around.
No, whatever I've done is out there in the public. It's a public knowledge. So yeah, so I don't think there's need to repeat them because they are known.
Just two of them. Right. While I'm because of the internet connectivity here, I hope you're not choosing to be quiet.
No.
I hope. Right. Right. May I know what Tinashe meant when he was on Gambakwe and he said, if I get a chance to meet Chamisa, I will deal with him. Maybe you've answered that one, but our new viewer here who is watching us from YouTube wants a question from you, wants answers from you.
If I meet Chamisa, I would kill him.
For your own reasons?
I'll kill Chamisa to save 15 million Zimbabweans.
All right. I think you are coming to Zimbabwe very soon. When are you coming?
In May.
You are coming in May. How are you? How do you propose to kill him?
Yes.
How do you propose to kill him?
What do you mean?
You propose how? Get a chance. If you get a chance, if you get a chance, you kill him. How do you propose to do it? Is it a guerrilla warfare, or you are going to confront him, write a treaty that you are now entering into a war zone? Can we come and fight in the Harare Gardens?
I'm saying if I get a chance, then I would want to kill him and save Zimbabwe.
You thinking party, MDC. In your video, which is sub of matter in this conversation, you are saying MDC alliance is a sinking party.
Yes.
Can you expand on that?
Okay. Actually, when I said it's a singing party, I was very kind and generous in that. MDC alliance, we all know that legally, constitutionally, MDC alliance is a party. MDCT, both MDCT and MDC alliance are political parties that are being led by Mr. Douglas Monzora. We know that. Everyone knows that. So as we speak, Nelson Chamisa doesn't have a political party, is not a leader of any political party. So for suggesting his party thinking, I was kind. Nelson Chamisa is not a leader of any political party. Nelson Chamisa doesn't have votes. In 2018, Nelson Chamisa didn't come up. He has got 0 votes. Any votes he got were nullified by the competent court of law. Nelson Chamisa doesn't have any political party. So Chamisa is an ordinary citizen who is maybe planning to form a political party.
And to go back, you can hear me. Kati supporters, I think is waiting for him to come back. Our coming from our wonderful viewer on YouTube and also Facebook page, sacrificing your bundle issues that affect the president, Tinashe Jonasi, and yes, he is still there, but the connectivity is not good. He says he's not a fearless leader. He is able to face the Zimbabweans voters. He's a future president, for the ideal Zimbabwe. Maybe he is a party that you can also think of voting here for. Right? Can you hear me wherever? Can you hear me, Mr. Jonas? Internet is playing. Yes, you are back. Thank you so much. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yes, I was asking a question where you are saying President Nelson Chamisa, his votes were nullified and he doesn't have any votes and he doesn't have a political party. But we agree that you have a political party which is called Ideal Zimbabwe, and you are the president. How many party supporters who are card-carrying members do you have in your books or in your database?
That information is not given. Why? Because those are internal systems and data for the party. There is no party that divulge its accounts, the budgets, and the party supporters, because that's our secret. We don't need to. It's better to be undermined with other political parties while we are working. Normally, people, they respect a party depending on the election results. You know what is important? Why are we working? Why are we mobilizing and everything. It's because we want our hard work to show to Zimbabweans through the votes. It's not about saying we have got 5 supporters to a week later you update, now we have got 10 supporters. That's not how political parties work all over the world.
Yes, is that the reason why when you say his votes were nullified, is that the reason why you say you must the president for Movement for Democratic Change advocate Nelson Chamisa must kiss goodbye to politics?
All right. To become a president of the country of Zimbabwe, what is the duty? What is the definition of a president? A president is a person who must, who must defend the constitution of the country. That is the most, the biggest, task of the president of the country. Nelson Chamisa is violated. He's talking about the President Mnangagwa as illegitimate. When according to the legal system of Zimbabwe, Nelson Chamisa is the illegitimate president of MDC Alliance, and he has since been removed. He has been given marching orders from Harvest House, party assets and everything. What is that? It shows Nelson Chamisa is corrupt. He is very corrupt, and it's on record. Nelson Chamisa is putting Fadzai Nyembezi Mahere as the spokesperson. He is putting his girlfriend as the spokesperson of the party, ignoring some long-serving party members. I mean, Chamisa is not fit to be a president. That is pronounced by the judiciary system of Zimbabwe. So why would then Zimbabweans expect such a corrupt and power-hungry individual to then run the country? Chamisa is corrupt. Chamisa is just a criminal who stole power wait. Chamisa is a criminal who stole power from Morgan Tsvangirai's dead body. One would be forgiven to say Chamisa is a witch.
Before I ask you my next question, Philip, the Air Marshal, last time you had a bit of a confrontation with him in South Africa and here on Sly Media. Would you want to talk to him?
No, I don't. Philip said you won't talk to me. He said that, so I don't want. I don't want.
I'm waiting for your response.
I don't want.
Would you want to talk to him?
I don't want.
There you are, Philip. We can see you on this side of the studio, in our dashboard. There, you are there. Yeah, he's not willing to talk to you. Maybe you can post your comments here to talk to you, because you left a message, right? You are the leader of IDEO Zimbabwe. We agree.
100%.
You are the president for the Jonas. You are the president for, yes. When were you elected a president for Zimbabwe, and at which and forum and which did your political when were you elected a president for MDC for IDEO Zimbabwe? Chose you to lead IDEO Zimbabwe. When and where?
When a party is formed, obviously certain positions are voted
Yes,
into.
yes.
Yes.
You said
When a party is formed, people are voted by their leadership.
yes.
Yes.
Who voted you into being the president for idealism? When and where? Yeah.
When the party was founded in
Okay.
South Africa, I was voted in South Africa. I was voted in
And
South Africa.
in your leadership, do we have leadership? Or the shadow ministers in your the sh- okay. Can
I
you
can't
list
hear.
which are shadow ministries in your political party and their leaders?
Uh, it's not the information I'm going to divulge today.
You are a party in way which aspires to run this country. Obviously, you have also have your own ministers who are waiting. Why, Mr.
Okay.
President? You are in the public and your party is interested anyway.
Okay. I think as a party, we haven't even done. What can I say? We have never
Is your party?
contested elections. Okay, we have never contested elections before. Why? Because as a party, we grow our competence. We don't want to contest; we want to compete. So we should capacitate ourselves as a party,
Okay.
meaning we are going to hold a congress before elections. For now, we are trying this and that, this and that. We are capacitating ourselves. We have seen a lot of political parties who are splitting every day because they just meet in 1 week, then they give each other substantive posts, while they don't even know if they are in one unit of purpose, or some people are just not part of them at all. And we have seen some political parties competing and getting less than 5,000 votes. So we are learning from others on the ground that contesting in elections and competing are two different things. So we are not in a hurry to say this is our so, and then a month later that so we fire him, or that so split to form his own. We want a tried and tested team, not just how many parties in Zimbabwe have announced their executive team. Only now maybe there are 2% left. The rest they have gone to join other political parties. The others have been fired. Others have formed their own other parties. So it's a party. An executive is not a joke. Right now, we saw the deputy national treasurer for the so-called MDC alliance leaving to join ZANU-PF. Such an important post, someone left. How many more are on their way? Right now, leader Gonese of MDC alliance is actually a top official in Manicaland province for the so-called MDC alliance of Chamisa. And right now, he has resigned to give space for leader Monzora to take up a crucial position in the ethics whatever committee, powerful committee of the Parliament of Zimbabwe. And MDC Alliance is in shock in Manicaland. Why are they in shock? Because they announced that Mr. Gonese is their member of parliament, Mr. Gonese is their executive member, but he was not. So this tendency of parading people and say these are our leaders, these are our leaders, tomorrow you can realize they are not your leaders.
Tinashe Jonasi vari kugara vari kuSouth Africa. Regai tonoti tinokwanisa here kunge tichiona tonoti kunge tichi kutaura taura ivo vanofanira kunge vatongerwe nekuti zvinhu vanenge vari anzizvoimagina kuti president uzombofa political leader kure so zvinzwira taurira tungegare tinzwa kubva tibata ndinokwanisa play video
Free Bible School for my 3 misguided boys. Free Bible School for my 3 misguided boys. Musi Maimane, Julius Malema, and Nelson Chamisa. Romans chapter 13. Respect for authority. Obey the government, for God is the one who put it there. So those who refuse to obey the law of the land are refusing God, and punishment will follow. Respect ANC and ZANU-PF. Comrade Cyril Ramaphosa and Comrade Pres Mnangagwa, ED. Musi Maimane, my foot die won't. Climaxing inside a white woman doesn't make you white, my brother.
because we normally go through anyone's page and see if there is anything they have written which makes news. Were all for news. Discover that he had recorded himself. He was at a of parties and also attacking advocate and money. South Africa, he is corrupt. So we wanted him to expand video and a chance to respond to you. And we also agreed that he was going to respond to your questions, which is what we have been doing. But I think I'm going to end this broadcast because we are not able to post comments. We are also not able to bring on our guests. But I think we have exhausted the 1 hour that we were supposed to be on TV. But however, we want to thank him for agreeing to come onto the platform. We have on a number of occasions invited opposition leaders. We have also invited opposition MPs, ruling party MPs. However, in the process, some of them feel they cannot be interviewed by us here on Sly Media, but we can also always. So anyone is welcome here on Sly Media if you are burning and you want to discuss anything or to tell the nation of Zimbabwe about anything. We are in a position to give you a platform, right? Ernest Saba, thank you so much for contributing to this platform. He is back now. Let's get to hear from him. Thank you and welcome back to this conversation.
Thank you so much. Now I can hear you very clear.
You are the president for Ideal Zimbabwe. What is it that is burning in you about Zimbabwe?
Okay, a good question. I personally, what is burning is everyone wants to be a president of the country today,
including yourself.
Yeah, including myself. But my becoming a president must not be important than the economy of the country and livelihoods of people. And my wanting to be a president must also be in recognition of the president who is in office now. I should try to win elections and defeat him. If I lose, I should congratulate him. That's what I want. Political power must not.
Okay.
Yeah, if I lose, I should congratulate him. If I win, I expect him to congratulate me, because there's no way I can expect President ED to congratulate me if I defeat him, if I'm not also congratulating him. So people are being sold narratives. MDC Alliance is not an opposition party; it's an insurgent. It's a terrorist organization that is teaming up with the government rejects called G40, teaming up with the United States of America. Because whenever there's something, when I was arrested, I want to give you an example why MDC is a terrorist organization. When I was arrested, the U.S. Embassy in Harare or the American government never tweeted anything. If anyone is arrested in Zimbabwe, the American government doesn't comment nothing. It takes an MDC member to be arrested. A tweet will be out within an hour. It's so clear that the U.S. government supports MDC Alliance. That can't be disputed. They don't care if there's someone arrested in Banda, someone arrested in Mutare. They don't tweet. So. And they are talking about sabotaging the country. Now they are announcing winter demonstrations. And I'm urging the government of Zimbabwe to the Zimbabwe National Army, the Central Intelligence Organizations, the police of Zimbabwe, they must rise to the occasion. This terrorist organization called MDC Alliance must be crushed. They must not wait for them to demonstrate. Systems must be in place right now to to neutralize this organization, this terror organization, which is fronting the Western imperialism, which is fronting colonization. That is fronting the G40 rejects Kasukuere and Jordan Moyo. This organization must be crushed, and right now.
If you are talking about demonstrations, is it not a constitutional right for every citizen to be able to demonstrate in this country?
Okay, thank you so much. Law-abiding citizens who love their country, when they demonstrate, it's a constitutional right. But MDC, okay, let me say not say MDC Alliance, because the MDC Alliance is being led by comrade Douglas Monzora. Let me not confuse the citizens of Zimbabwe. Nelson Chamisa supporters who are yet to form a political party, they already announced what they call citizens convergence, and the ZANU-PF their demonstrations are pushing ED ZANU-PF must go mantra. That is trying to remove a constitutionally appointed or elected government unconstitutionally. That is not a demonstration. When you do a demonstration, you must not, they always, everything they say, there must be change of leadership in Zimbabwe. ZANU-PF must go. ED must go. Anything they do is to push that agenda. Then the government won't sit and watch terrorists taking over the country illegally. If they want to do a coup, they must not advertise it. Because if you advertise a coup, government would activate its systems in place. So MDC Alliance demonstrations are not demonstrations. They are not innocent. They are in insurrection. They are terrorism, and they must be crushed.
What would you call a progressive opposition movement in Zimbabwe, in your own words?
A progressive opposition, number one, I'll mention the characteristics and the behaviors of a progressive opposition political party. Number one is to value national interest over personal and party interests. What I'm talking here about is that any leader or member of a political party, the first consideration is that you need to love Zimbabwe before you love your political party. And secondly, a progressive opposition political party must respect the constitution of Zimbabwe. And the state institutions, I mean the police, the army, the intelligence, the prisons, the government ministers, the member of parliaments, everything about the country. Thirdly, a progressive leader would understand that you need to respect other leaders. People say, I hate Chamisa, I hate MDC Alliance. They are wrong. Chamisa hates me. MDC Alliance hates any other Zimbabwean who is not a member of their party. If you are an opposition member in Zimbabwe and you are not under Alliance or Chamisa, you are a ZANU-PF paid, you are a CIO, maybe you are a military intelligence, maybe you are a surrogate, you are an enabler. So MDC Alliance hates all Zimbabweans who are not worshipping Chamisa. If you are not brainwashed by Chamisa, if you don't see Chamisa as a god, Alpha and Omega, you are a ZANU-PF and you are paid money. So MDC Alliance, they hate me. So should I kiss my enemy? Should I kiss a snake? You don't hear me talking bad about Leader Monzora, Madam Coupe, Dr. Ngosana Moyo, Dr. Noah Manyika. I don't talk ill of them. Why? Because they behave. They respect me. I respect them. They respect, even if they differ with any other leader in Zimbabwe. They don't insult. They don't label them. But the Chamisa Chete Chete choir of lunatics, they brand people. They insult people. So I can't kiss a puff Egyptian cobra.
I wanted you to narrate what do you call progressive party, but you are diverting again and going back to MTC Alliance and its supporters and the leaders. But I want to ask you one question: Why did you form why did you form a political party? Let's leave that because we have repeated that. We have repeated that several times. Let's be progressive here. Why a polity besides going to a massive movement, which is ZANU-PF?
Okay.
Why didn't you?
Thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much. I formed a political party because I was differing with both ZANU-PF and MTC, which were the biggest political formations at the time. I differed with them ideologically and in most of the things, yes. And I'm still differing with them.
Okay, some of the things that you differ. Are you going on mute when certain questions choke you?
No. It's network. It's network. No, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Now I can hear you.
Now.
Yes.
Yes. I'm asking you, what are those things that you differ with the ruling party ZANU-PF? Just mention a few. Why you didn't do it?
Thank you for. Thank you for that opportunity. Number one, when we formed our political party, we saw that we observed that ZANU-PF was not recognizing young people. It was more of those who have got a history of coming from Mozambique or coming from the War of Liberation. So we saw it as an institution of war veterans. It's a war veterans club. It was not about anyone to have an equal opportunity. They respect so much someone who came from the war. And when you are young, obviously I couldn't join the war because the war was done and won when I was very young and not born. So that was the first fundamental difference. Secondly, I can say there was too much hero worshipping. That a leader is like a god in ZANU-PF, and those who have got diverging views, they are either fired, or you can hear that their province had a sitting, and they agreed to fire. To me, it was clear it was not the province, it was the leadership. They instructed the province to fire someone who voices the diverging views. So I saw I personally I realized that there was no diverging voices within ZANU-PF.
Okay, now that there is the new dispensation which is being led by the leader, whom you have said biblically we must be able to respect the president of Zimbabwe, Comrade Emerson Mnangagwa. Do you see these traits in the current new dispensation?
Okay. Obviously, the new dispensation is a complete opposite of the First Republic or the Mugabe administration. Obviously, they are different. There are so many things which is drastically improved.
Yes, thank you so much for that question. Some people are going to ZANU-PF coming from MDC Alliance. Do we see any chance you also following them to go and join ZANU-PF since they have reformed?
If ZANU-PF is reforming and improving, we are currently taking notes and trying to also improve our political party, because we are competing with ZANU-PF, but obviously we want a smart competition. We won't be enemies. We are serving the interest of the same country. If ZANU-PF administration, I was sent some videos by my comrade, ZANU-PF member in UK. She sent me yesterday the how the Harare Mashingo road has been improved, and I was so amazed. And that's my Mashingo Netara. I'm Wejira. If ZANU-PF improves Mashingo road, I'm benefiting because I will be the one using it regularly. So even if I can be in power one day, I won't destroy the road and say it was built by ZANU-PF, so I want to put out a mine. Even if I go to Zimbabwe in May, I won't refuse to use Mashingo Road because it was built by ZANU-PF. We are serving the interest of the same country. So an improved ZANU-PF, because they are a ruling party, it means an improved Zimbabwe. I welcome the initiatives being done by ZANU-PF government. They are building roads. They are building the border, Bedford border. They are completing the Parliament of Zimbabwe. They are building dams. I mean, Mr. ED is running around improving the infrastructure of the country and economy. And I'm happy for that because it's poor people who are going to benefit. I'm happy.
Yes. You are happy that the new dispensation has done so many improvements, including the road network that you are talking about. One of which you are mentioning is the Mashingo Road. So why are you wasting time? Because it is said, united we stand, divided we fall. Why don't you go and join hands with ZANU-PF and work together so that you help the nation of Zimbabwe go forward? Why are you waiting?
All right. Okay. Remember, I'm a leader of a party, and we sit as a party. So there's no leader of any party who must abandon ship and go to another party, unless we obviously as a party we talk, we do meetings, and ZANU-PF as a party does meetings. And when I meet leadership of ZANU-PF, when I'm in Zimbabwe, as I'm intending to meet them and meet other progressive leaders like Mr. Monzora of MDCT, Dr. Ngosana Moyo, I'm going to meet different leaders in Zimbabwe. Who knows? What if I can join MDCT? What if our party can have an alliance with MDCT? What if our party can have an alliance with the Dr. Ngosana Moyo? We are still open. We haven't engaged other leaders, including ZANU-PF. We might also make an alliance pact of 2023. So we haven't engaged formally any political party in Zimbabwe.
The other parties that you see as progressive parties in Zimbabwe, which are they?
MDC
Alliance
one
that you've mentioned.
Progressive parties are the majority. Let me mention parties which are domestic terrorists, because there are few. Terrorist political parties are Nation Chamisa, Mutwakazi Republic. Those two are terror groups.
Right, viewers, if you have just joined us, we are speaking to President for Ideal Zimbabwe, who is President Tinashe Jonasi. Let me come back to you and ask you this question. have you ever been a party card carrying member for ZANU-PF as a party?
Okay, let me answer you with one answer. I've never joined any political party in Zimbabwe, any other parties, including ZANU-PF, although I was a manager of Teresa Makoni when she was the member of parliament for MDC Alliance, and Tangirai when she was a co-minister of Home Affairs, when she was a chair, a woman of Women Assembly of MDC Tangirai. I was managing her, and I was never a member of MDC as a party. I've never joined any political party in Zimbabwe.
From your own SWOT analysis, why are MDC members leaving MDC to join ZANU-PF? Your own SWOT analysis, because you also look at other opposition parties, how they are doing, if they are doing anything good or bad or something like that. Yes.
Okay, they are not leaving MDC Alliance because the MDC Alliance was nullified. It was handed over to Mr. Monzora. There is no political party that Chamisa is leading right now. Chamisa is the partiless, so his supporters and the members are partiless. Orphans, they can be adopted anyway. So if these Chamisa supporters are orphans who are in denial, same day. These puppies are seeing light different days. Those who are waking up, they either join Mr. Monzora, Ideal Zimbabwe, or ZANU-PF. Chamisa is selling monkeys in a mountain.
It is not the first time in Zimbabwe where we have seen people defecting from one party to another. If we go back to the ruling party, we have seen the likes of the late Edgar Tekere forming his own party, Zoom. We also saw Margaret Dongo forming his own party, and many others going to form their own party, including Morgan Tsvangirai was at some point a member of the ruling party. He's on record as saying that. So what is new about people moving from one party to another?
Thank you so much. That question is not correct. Is not structured correctly. Because you are trying to equate people leaving Chamisa to ZANU-PF as the same as people leaving ZANU-PF to form their political Comrade Dongo and the Comrade Tekere. It's not the same. ZANU-PF is a political party in Zimbabwe. It's a registered and functional political party, which is recognized by ZEC, which is recognized by the judiciary system of Zimbabwe and the parliament of Zimbabwe. Chamisa is not having any political party, except his wife, his legal wife, and his small house Mahere. Chamisa is running a family of his wives, and then purports. That's why it's called the Chamisa Chete Chete. It's Chamisa Fadai Mahere and the first wife and his kids and some supporters. That's why it's called the Chamisa Chete Chete. ZANU-PF was led by Comrade Kenan Banana. He left. Comrade Mugabe continued. Now there's the Comrade Mnangagwa. ZANU-PF is a legal entity. Chamisa is him and his two wives. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much for contributing to this wonderful debate where we are getting to know your mind, explore your mind, saying he doesn't have a party. But what about the follow that Chamisa to most of the rallies that we saw prior to the previous elections?
May you repeat? It was breaking.
There were crowds following President Nelson Chamisa during the previous elections where they were conducting rallies countrywide. What do you say to people who have been following and filling stadiums or wherever you would go to address rallies?
Okay. I want to believe you are a law-abiding citizen of Zimbabwe. Why are you calling Chamisa president? Is the president of what?
I've called you president for Ideal Zimbabwe. Why didn't you not say, please don't call me president?
You said I do Zimbabwe. No. I'm saying you are saying I'm a president of I do Zimbabwe. Chamisa is the president of what? Oh, is the president of what?
MDC Alliance.
Are you not aware that his presidency was nullified?
I'm not going that direction, but I'm asking you a simple question. Why were people following him why were people following him if they don't like him, if he is useless, the same way that you look at him?
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for it. It's an amazing question. Okay, Chamisa. I don't want to take away this from the young man. The young man is good in his speeches. He is charming. He's good. He's good. So Chamisa wood-winged. Chamisa has got what I call in legacy supporters. Legacy support. Why do I call it legacy support? People who loved MDC, people who loved Morgan Tsvangirai, translated into Nelson Chamisa supporters, because the Chamisa played a game. Chamisa played a game, and Chamisa is a political fraudster. He's a political corrupter. He lied that I have replaced the Morgan Tsvangirai. So the MDC assets, MDC supporters, they went with him. And then came a point that now people realize that legally he lied to us. Chamisa lied to us. He even made his member of parliament sign affidavits. And he said no one will take our harvest house, no one will recall you from parliament. Chamisa is losing court after court. Chamisa is the conman who conned Morgan Tsvangirai supporters, who conned the dead body of Morgan Tsvangirai of power. So he is the conman who is being exposed every day.
It wasn't constitutional that the former president of MDCT, the late Morgan Tsvangirai, chose two vice presidents. It was unconstitutional.
Okay.
So who is the right politician here?
Okay, thank you for bringing that up. It means MDC Chamisa is the product of Tsvangirai, who was corrupt, who was a corrupt leader. Chamisa is a student, a mentee. His political mentor is Robert Mugabe, who was corrupt. So Chamisa is a reflection and a political son of two corrupt leaders, Robert Mugabe and Morgan Tsvangirai.
So much. Will you bear for you to be a well and powerful and how we now have vision? And could we say, in your own words, say something about the current president of the new dispensation, President Emmerson Mnangagwa, that he has learned to be a dictator from the previous president?
All right. I think you can mention the things that you can then classify as a dictatorship.
I've said he has stayed in power for 40 years. So as the president, E.D. Mnangagwa learned to stay in power for.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. President Mnangagwa has not learned a dictatorship from Robert Mugabe. Why? He is already on record that if he wins 2023, he is going to run for another 5 years. The constitution is allowing him 10 years. Right now, on record, President Mnangagwa has never tampered with the constitution of Zimbabwe to remove the 10-year barrier to maybe to life president or to 20 years. He has never done that. He is still within the 10 years that is prescribed by the constitution of Zimbabwe. So there's no proof that he. And secondly, President Mnangagwa has never been prescribed by the court, any court in Zimbabwe, of any breach of law. Nelson Chamisa, candidature and the presidency was challenged in a competent court of law, and it was nullified. So I'm not judging these two people from my opinion, personal opinion. I'm judging them using the constitution of Zimbabwe and the judiciary system of the country, because it's a professional platform to hear cases and legitimacy. So Chamisa is illegitimate. ED is legitimate according to the judiciary system of Zimbabwe.
Okay, in a verification, how did the former President Robert Mugabe power?
Can you repeat? I just heard the word Mugabe. It was breaking.
Briefly, how did the former President Robert Mugabe leave power?
Okay, thank you so much. Briefly, the former President Robert Mugabe was facing a probable impeachment, and he had an option to resign or to be impeached, and then he chose to resign.
We have taken much of time today, considering that we were supposed to start this conversation from 7 o'clock, and unfortunately we couldn't because of the connectivity. I want to say, please, in just 1 minute, can you say something to you as a leader who they can follow?
Can you repeat again? Sorry.
What is it that you have to say in 1 minute in closing that you would say to the Zimbabweans that will make them follow you if you are going to sell yourself to the Zimbabweans as the ideal leader for Zimbabwe?
Number one, I'm a progressive citizen. I want a good economy in our country. Secondly, I want unity of purpose. I'm not going to, at any chance, I will never sell myself, because I'm not desperate for power. I'm not desperate for supporters. What I want is a change in mindset, unity of purpose, national interests over party interests. I don't care who become a president. I want Chamisa to change and be a progressive Zimbabwean. He can be a president of Zimbabwe. I can salute him. I can even call him my president. I want Zimbabweans to have love. We need love. Let's love one another. Let's not divide. Divided we fall.
I must say thank you so much for joining us on this platform. It's always a pleasure that anytime we see something that you post on your page, when we invite you, I must commend you that yes, you always come to this platform to answer any questions that we would want to answer you. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you for the opportunity for me to baptize the brainwashed and brain dead Chamisa Chete.
Thank you so much. Until we meet again on this platform, viewers, thank you so much for watching this program. My name is Sylvester Dafumane. I've been talking to the leader for Ideal Zimbabwe, who is with Tinashe Jonasi, who has been joining us for the last 2 hours to speak about the video which he released, which is on his Facebook page, where we saw it, and then we did call him to try and see if he can expand on the issues that he has been talking about in this program. I also want to say thank you so much for subscribing to our YouTube channel. If you don't want to miss these discussions, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you don't want to miss anything on Facebook, please like our page, and there are so many things that you can also be able to see. My apologies there, that you can also be able to see on our Facebook page, and also on our new website, which is slymedianews.com, slymedianews.com. If you want us to provide you with live streaming services, we've got state-of-the-art equipment and high-tech cameras. We can also do that for corporates, and also we are hosted to be more than 30. So most of the family members will be watching from funerals, and some of the people that are not able to travel from abroad to come and bury their loved ones in Zimbabwe, we are here to facilitate that for you. You can always inbox us and speak to Robert on these numbers that are on your screen. If you have got anything that is burning inside you and you want us to discuss about it, please come to our inbox, or also call Robert, and you will be able to get that platform. We also offer facilities where if you are launching your own album, we are able to give you a chance to speak about it, or to showcase to the Zimbabweans that are scattered worldwide via this platform, Sly Media TV. I encourage you once more just to do us a favor, just to like our Facebook page or follow our Facebook page. Those numbers mean a lot to us. Lovely Zimbabweans, I know when every time you see a notification coming to us, you come to watch this program. The same attitude that you use to come and watch this program is the same attitude that I'm appealing to you, that you like our Facebook page, you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Numbers mean a lot to us. Numbers will also have an added advantage to you, because they'll always bring you a notification whenever anything interesting that is happening on Sly Media. You get to get a notification, so that you can also come and join the conversation. You are wonderful people. We like you. I want to believe by tomorrow on our Facebook page we have got 117,000 followers there, 217,000 followers there. By tomorrow we will reach 220 followers. On YouTube, we're on 50,000 followers. I know by the end of the week, we'll be on 55, because you're wonderful people who listens to whatever fellow Zimbabweans say to you. Thank you so much. I have to leave now. I'll leave you watching these commercial breaks.
Welcome to Azambezi River Lodge, Victoria Falls. Nestled on the banks of the mighty Zambezi River, right on the edge of the national park, Azambezi occupies the most unique and finest spot, with the tranquility and seclusion every traveler seeks. Each of its well-appointed rooms is either garden or river facing, allowing you to soak in the serenity of the environment. The award-winning restaurant Amlonga offers delectable cuisine, which includes our famous high teas. To explore Victoria Falls from this fine location, book any of our packages now. Azambezi River Lodge. Relax, refresh, replenish.